You may fire when ready.
It's been a while. I thought the next time I'd be posting a video, it would be a full tour of my room. Since if you've watched my last couple videos, we got things back in order. And then a couple little things happened. Picked up a Kenner Ewok Village for a pretty good price. And been having fun with that. So glad I held off on the video because I want to be able to talk about that. But what we're here to talk about today is the Haslab Razor Crest. I love this vehicle. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. And it's becoming a thorn in my side because it's enormous. I don't know what to do with this thing from one week, 1 month to the next. It's amazing. It's beautiful. Like the detail on this thing is just crazy good. A lot of cool features, but because of its size, I keep moving this thing around because yes, it's a toy, but it's also the most expensive toy in my collection. You can't just treat it like a, 20-year-old Power of the Force X-Wing that you can throw around or whatever. Like, I got to be careful with it. It's fairly delicate. I want to take care of it. So it's been in a few locations since I got it, 3 years ago? I started out in the living room just to show it off, moved it into one iteration of the Rebel base, finally ended it up under this table. So we recently, Hasbro Pulse has announced the next Haslab is coming, and recently that's been spoiled. People have found online photos of what it's going to be. So the Razor Crest and that announcement has got me in a Haslab mood. And it's funny, I was listening to the latest episode of Galaxy of Toys podcast, and my buddy Jake Stevens was mentioning when they were discussing the upcoming Haslab, like what would you want? What can collectors expect? That sort of thing. The one big thing that he mentioned was these things are huge. If you consider the Razor Crest, Jabba's sail barge, the upcoming Ghost from Star Wars Rebels, you need room to put these things up. And so, I mentioned how awesome the detail of the Haslab is. Beautiful vehicle. And one thing I swore I would never do because, again, I thought I had a spot for it in this giant table, would be to display it with what I've seen a lot of collectors do by taking off one of the engines and putting it against a wall. Said I wasn't going to do it, but in another attempt to actually spend more time and interact with this thing, that's what I've done. So I've removed the roof piece and also the one pop-out wall. And, also, obviously, I took off an engine. Where did I put the other engine? I took this off. Just so that I can put this thing somewhere where I can interact with it like anything else in my room. I want to be able to take... I don't think I've taken any photos with this thing since we first got it. Posted them online, posted like a review of it, but I haven't interacted at all with it. So I wanted to change that. And so right now this is in an IKEA Billy cabinet, and it just fits. The tail is literally touching the one side of the shelf and just ever so slightly touching on that shelf, but it fits. I don't love it here, but the one thing I love is I have obviously existing lighting, and this has worked out great because I have now lighting inside the Razor Crest. So it's literally pre-lit for me to hopefully actually start taking some fun photos with it. And, like I said, I'm not in love with it because it's meant to be, I think, appreciated as you saw it on screen before they blew it up. Which is with, both engines and that sort of thing. But you're going to spend this kind of money on something, you want to play with it. And that's what I'm hopefully going to do by putting it here. I'll set up some figures with it. And yeah, just looking forward to digging out the accessories and filling this thing up and taking some pictures of it. Will it stay here? I'm not 100% sure. One alternative to this is if I were to put it up on this top shelf, I thought what I could do is put a deeper piece of wood on that top shelf and maybe give the ship a little more room, maybe put the back engine on it. We'll see. But the thing I don't like about that idea is I lose the nice lighting because there's just room lighting there. I don't have anything additional. So I want to be able to play with this giant vehicle. And what I don't want, the other giant vehicle in my collection, there's the Legacy Collection Millennium Falcon, the BMF. This was an idea I wanted to try, and I love it. I think it looks amazing. It looks like a piece of wall art. But, you know, it ended up over there because same thing. Tough to interact with something that big. And I got this used and incomplete years ago. I think I paid maybe 50, 60 bucks for it. And I love it. It's amazing. But look at the real estate it's taking up. You know, there comes a time in a 12 by 12 room where you're just full up and, you know, decisions have to be made. So we'll see. So far, so good. Like I said, we'll set up a display on there and I'll have my Mando-centric figures right on top of it. So it should look all right. So when I get that done, we'll come back and see how it looks. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Look at that interaction. Go figure. Yeah, I think I'm going to keep it like this. At least for now. Maybe figure out some background or something like that. But, yes, access. That's important. One other thing I like about it, it's going to make it easier to actually take off the shelf if I want to, because there's an engine missing. It might make it easier. I might be more willing to want to bring it outside for some outdoor photography, something I've been terrified of doing because look at it. But yeah, I'm liking it. And so next step is I've got a big empty space under this table and I already know what I'm going to do with it. I believe I have a previous video posted. And what it was a Sandcrawler Jawa droid setup. And it was really cool under the table because it's sort of 360 degree. So I'm going to do that. And I also want to try, when I do it, I've been really itching to try some foam rock building. And I think by having this big wide space underneath that, I think the Sandcrawler is a good opportunity to give that a test. So thanks for watching and hit like and subscribe.